Hello, welcome to the Master Gardener Show. My name is Lorraine. I'm a volunteer with Becker County Master Gardening Program. And I would like to welcome you to my informal garden. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about pruning your perennials. And there are several advantages for pruning perennials. One of them is that you can control the size and shape of your plants. Another is that it often will invigorate your plant, and third, it will usually improve the growth rate of your plants. The only disadvantage is the time it will take you to do the pruning. There are also some tools that you will need for pruning. What I have is just called a small bypass pruning tool. I like it because when I prune a branch, it makes a clean cut. What you don't want is a tool that will rip or saw your branch. There are also a couple of different kinds of pruning tools, but those are easily looked at, and you can purchase them at any local dealer. Okay, another thing is that there are a few different types of pruning. Some are things like just deadheading the old flowers on your plants. That will usually increase the flowering and the vigor of the plant. Or you might just snip off the little stems on a small perennial in order to increase the branching. But I'm going to be focusing on the method called cutting back. This is my grape. It is a table grape. The type is Grape of the North, which is a very vigorous and hardy vine. I purchased it about 5 years ago, and we put it on the south side here so it can climb up this lattice work. And the first 3 years or so, I just let it grow. But by the third summer, it was huge, and it had reached into areas I didn't want it. So for the past 2 springs, and this is usually the very end of March or the beginning of April, I have been pruning this plant quite severely. Okay, a grape will bear fruit on last year's vines. So the first step, and I probably can't find it right now, but when there's no leaves on your vine in the early spring, you will be able to find the main trunk. So the main trunk has several branches out that are right from the trunk, and they're called canes. You look for 2 strong canes that have at least 15 buds on each end, and cut it at that point. So you have the trunk, your 2 canes, each cane having 15 buds. You cut it and then tag it with a piece of tape or some cloth so that you don't cut it away later when you're doing other pruning. Second step is to choose 2 smaller canes like that, also coming from the main trunk, but this time cut it off after 2 buds on each side. Also tag that one. Third step is to cut out everything else. And this might seem quite drastic, but in the last 2 seasons, I have found it to be very successful. As a way to contain the plant and to encourage more fruit. So this summer, as you can see, I will have plenty of grapes for my fall jams and jellies, all up through the middle on those vines that I pruned way early in the spring. One other thing that you might be needing to consider is in the summer, you might need to take some of the vines that go up and point them down to keep them in your space. That is about all for now. Happy gardening!